to the channel. Yeah, and we are continuing our Transformers review, and this time we have our really awesome looking Legacy Laser Optimus Prime. He is really striking, and I'm just really enjoying this. So let's check him out. Let's take a look at his face. Look at that really nice face sculpt right there. Honestly, I like what they did with the face sculpt on this one, but what I noticed on mine is there's like a little paint, like an excess paint, like color red, but that's not the end of the world. That's fine. And if you take a look, there are really color separation all around. There's silver, there's gray, little accents of yellow, like what they did with the blue on the chest. Now, one of the cool features that we got right here is that we can open the matrix. And you can see right there the chest opens and you see the matrix of leadership, and most likely you could take that out. Now, articulation wise, it's okay, but it's kind of limited since like you have this section right here, which makes it the whole iconic G2 Prime looking setup. But you can move the hands like so. You can rotate them like that. There you go. Articulation wise, it's not really that bad. You have waist swivel. There you have a waist swivel right there. You got the thighs. There you go. You got ankle tilts. And you have fists that rotate as well. There you go. Overall, the figure is pretty much what we expect in a modern Transformer. So let's take a look at the colors. The colors on this thing are really great. If you notice, the lower part of this is very reminiscent because it looks just like the ER or the Earthrise Optimus Prime. You know, it's just really taken out of that, just the lower section down. It's pretty much the same. But what I like what they did about that is that they have this really nice matte black color and these really nice looking blue toes right there. The wheels really look great, although it is too thin for my taste. You have the silver paint right there. It doesn't look cheap. I like that, you know, with my wheels on my Transformers. There you go, really nice looking wheels right there. Back, you have this hood. Well, it's not really a hood, but it's the top part of the truck, and it is something that kind of bothers me because maybe they could have made it a little more flat, but that is expected because on the original G2 Prime there's really just like that hunchback looking thing right there, so that's not a biggie. But overall, I really think the design on this one is okay, especially the face sculpt. I like the face. Accessory wise, he comes along with this thingamajig that I guess you can pretend and turn it into an axe like that. I'm not really digging that. And you also have his iconic Energon sword, which, you know, the G2 Prime or the Laser Prime would most likely have. And what I know is that you can combine these things. It's kind of like the gimmick for the Legacy, I guess. You know, you can just combine that and make him hold it and turn it into a bigger sword. You know, it's okay. I'm just not really a big fan of that. I just don't think that works for me, so I'm just gonna keep it like this, and most likely this one will go into an accessory bin of some sort because I don't really like that. So that's pretty much it for the robot part of this. And another thing that I almost forgot is that you can open these things and you have like pod launchers. You have like rockets, and it can shoot that. I like that it's all what do you call this, translucent blue, very Energon like. So that's a pretty nifty feature right there. There you go. You can even open these flaps so you can move that arm in that motion. But like what I said, the articulation for the arm section is a little limited because of these really big shoulder attachments for the hood or the front part of the cab of the truck. So there you go. Now, one of my biggest gripes though right off the bat would be this, the very cheap looking trailer. They did it again. So as you can see, it just falls apart easily. If you remember, with the Earthrise Optimus Primes, they had that trailer, and it was pretty plain. This one also tried making it less plain, but it still feels cheap. So you have this like little assembly section where this could be like an arm that would fix broken Autobots. You have this turret right here that rotates. There you go. You can put that there. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. But you have like port sections where you could put weapons from other Transformers, but it feels cheap. It feels light for the price point that you'll get this figure. It's not worth it. So I am just really not that too thrilled of it, and it's so simple. I mean, some people might be rejoicing about that because, oh wow, it's so simple to transform. I like it, but that's pretty much it. That is your tanker trailer, and yeah, I'm guessing. I'm just thinking that there could have been so much more possibilities that could have been done with this, and it's quite a little disappointment for me. That is. So, not a big fan of the trailer right there. So let's go with our figure again, and let's have a quick comparison with some of the laser or G2 primes that came out. Of course, I don't have the original G2 prime, so I'm gonna settle with something that I had for a long time. So I wanted a G2 prime when I was a little more younger, and I had one of these. So this is a stand-in. This is a KO G2 prime, and there you go. It says Optimus Prime. So I think I got it from a very old supermarket back then when I was a kid. My mom got it for me. I kept it, and it looks great. It looks really the same as the modern one. Although, of course, you don't have the chest openings. Very simplified. You see some cracks already from the plastic. So this is not really that much of a quality KO. But you know, a lot of memories with this toy, so I kept it. So that's the G2 Laser Optimus Prime KO. Let's put it there. One of the most recent, I guess, that we had with the Laser Optimus Prime was the deluxe class version. This one right here. Now, mind you, I had this. Oh, let's try to focus on that. And this has the Make Toys, or the KO Make Toys upgrade kit. So we have the battle tanker, which we will check later, because again, talking about how disappointed I am with the trailer, I think they could have gone the route of the Make Toys, and I think I like that better. So this is your deluxe, and you can see that he's very small compared to the leader class Legacy Laser Optimus Prime. So I wouldn't really call him leader class, because I really think that he's Voyager class in size. But I guess the definition of being a leader class now is about the accessories that come along with your Transformer, and it's not really about the size. So that's what's going on now. So that's one, and here is another modern take, although this is more of the Titan's Return. And we all know the gimmick for the Titan's Return. You get the headmasters, and he is a triple changer. So I am not really a big fan of that, although I like the color scheme on this, and I definitely got it from a friend, because I think that he was the most modern looking G2 Prime at that moment, until Legacy Laser Optimus Prime came out. So that is definitely the reason why I got them. So if you take a look at them, these are the Legacy Optimus Primes, or not really Legacy Optimus, G2 Optimus Primes that we have. And yeah, they look great. You know, very different sizes, very different gimmicks, very different Transformers. So there's really no reason why you shouldn't get like one of these, because every one of them is different, and they bring something cool to the table. So let's get them out of there. And let's go away. And let's before we transform this, let's try to put some of the more modern Optimus Primes. We have Siege Optimus Prime right there, and we also have one of my favorites, ER Optimus Prime, or Earthrise Optimus Prime. As you can see, he is pretty much the same size, and the reason that he looks a lot bigger than the other two is because most likely of the shoulder attachments. Other than that, they share a very common mold. So the lower part, definitely the only thing that changed right there would be these exhausts that you see right there. So you have this instead of these exhaust ports. Of course, you don't have like the iconic ion blaster. Instead, you get an energon sword, but they are really cool looking Optimus Primes. So let us pause. We'll be right back. Let's try to transform this guy into his vehicle mode, and let's do that when we get back. We're back, and we got this Legacy Laser Optimus Prime transformed in his truck mode. And his truck mode is, I guess, one of the best modes, or one of the best features that you're going to get out of this toy. So this thing right here looks really nice as a tanker truck. Rolls really well. Okay, has that really Transformers the movie kind of looking flames, which is not bad because the Laser Optimus Prime, or the G2 Optimus Prime, really got that going, and it was just really incorporated into the later Michael Bayverse movies. But honestly, this thing right here is just really the weakest. The truck mode and the cab mode really looks fantastic. It looks great. I have no qualms about that. This is one of my favorite looking long, I don't know what do you call these, like, is it Peterbilt, or I forgot, but this type of truck with the long, like, nose, I like this design on Laser Optimus Prime right here. So he looks great. Tanker wise, not really cool. I was hoping we could, you could pull that up and maybe use that as a cannon feature like this, but no, it would come loose and you can't really use it in that way. There are no other gimmicks in this mode. It's very plain looking. So let's try to do a quick comparison with the truck mode with other Laser Optimus Primes, or G2 Optimus Primes. Here is the KO G2 Laser Optimus Prime that I showed you earlier in truck mode, and you can see how big that is, how nice looking that is. Still rolls great. For a very old toy, this thing is still in good shape, although there were some cracks in the plastic. I just saw that when I was transforming it. Let's take a look at, let's put it in there. Let's put this one right here. We got the G2, or the Target Master Titan's Return, not really Target Master, but Headmaster Titan's Return Optimus Prime, which is a triple changer. Very big difference with size. You can see Legacy wins the size on the comparison, or with the comparison with the Titan's Return figures. So that is definitely a plus. So we're going to put that there. Let's put them side by side with something a little more recent. So here is ER Optimus Prime. Definitely the Legacy is a lot longer. There we go. And this is a little dusty, and you can see that you can interchange these things. There you go. You can interchange that. So that is something that you could do with these figures right here. Alright, let's get this away. Now, one of the other things that we can compare, that's why I took out the trailer, is that this one right here. So this is the RTS Laser Optimus Prime with the Make Toys upgrade. And let's bring the trailer back. So if you take a look at the trailer on this thing is armed to the teeth. There you go. Look how beautiful that is. Look how intricate, how detailed that design. So many bells and whistles. While this, on the other hand, this right here is just absolutely bigger, but plain looking. So if you ask me size-wise, the Legacy Optimus Prime wins. Function-wise, this is still my go-to Laser Optimus Prime. This has so many things you can use, like you can do that, you could do this, and this becomes a battle station and an armor piece for this, which we will transform in a bit. And let's see if we can take a look at that final say on things. We're gonna pause the video, we're gonna wrap it up, come back in a few minutes. Alright folks, and we are back. We have Legacy Laser Optimus Prime back in his robot mode, together with the rest of the G2 Laser Optimus Prime variants that we have been checking out lately. So we have all of them in robot mode. Now again, I have no qualms with this robot, this figure, except for the trailer. And we're going to remove TR Optimus Prime, the Laser Optimus Prime from the Titus Return series, and let's have a quick comparison between these two. Now, like what I said, the weakest part of this figure, this Legacy Optimus Prime, was the trailer. It was very cheap looking, it was plain, and I know they're trying to modernize that and improve on that, but I think it backfired. Now, if you are really going to improve on something, go ahead and, just go wild, just try to go and imagine what that trailer can do for Optimus Prime. And this is exactly what the Make Toys trailer did for the RTS figure. So there was definitely a big change. That's not really the classic looking G2 Laser Optimus Prime, but they took that artistic liberty and added that trailer as a modular armor set full of weapons, and we got this really fantastic looking figure. And honestly, this still, is one of my favorite figures right there. And that could have been done here with Laser Optimus Prime. There could have been so much potential with the trailer. But again, the trailer was very plain looking and just downright disappointing. So let's bring another figure right here, which is our TR Optimus Prime. And honestly, together with that KO G2 Optimus Prime down in the back, they look great together. So honestly folks, I don't really have any other thing to say about this figure except that it is a great looking design. The only thing that you are really going to get disappointed with would be the trailer. Don't get it for the trailer, get it for the figure itself. It is a wonderful looking figure. Awesome art, awesome design. The articulation is a little limited, but that's not gonna hurt it, and you'll still have fun with this figure. So that's pretty much it for us here, and thank you again for all the people that have been subscribing lately. You have been fantastic. Thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. Click on that subscribe button, hit the notification, the bell notification, send us some feedback, give us some comments, and we appreciate that. Thank you again, and remember folks, till all are one, peace out, rock and roll.